They're a huge problem that are among all of our children these days. They happen at school, they happen at extracurricular activities, they happen online. I think that there is an easy way now that we can introduce our children to something that will help them to not become a bully and to save them if they are a victim of being a bully. We're going to talk today about how Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu has changed the life of kids and how it's helped them in bullying situations. And I want to get the word out so that it gets into more schools so that some kids, maybe kids will stop being bullies and they will stop having kids that are treated badly in school. So Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it could be a way to prevent kids from becoming a bully or even help them from being bullied. So we're going to talk about today how that will happen. Over here?
Yep.
Okay. First off, what defines a bully? A bully is a person who uses strength or power to harm or intimidate somebody who they view as weaker than they are. Unwanted, aggressive behavior, verbal abuse, even damage to somebody's property, that all qualifies as being a bully. StopBullying.com says unwanted, aggressive behavior, observed or perceived power imbalance, and repetition of behaviors or high likelihood of repetition. So in other words, a bully can be in any way. They can damage your property. If your kids are at school, they can write on their backpack or destroy their backpacks or their lunch boxes. Even something that might seem simple like that, it can be a big deal, and that's going to hurt your kid. That's going to hurt their feelings. There are different types of bullying. There's emotional bullying, which includes name calling, making fun of or laughing at them, leaving someone out on purpose in a group activity, and even starting rumors about them. There's obviously physical bullying, which includes your hitting, pushing, fighting, yelling at someone, rude gestures, and then something that is unfortunate for our kids now that we didn't have to go through is cyberbullying. You have Facebook, you have Instagram, you have Twitter. Kids are getting bullied on there every day, all day long, and it needs to stop. Where does bullying occur? It happens everywhere. It can happen right in front of your face as a parent and you might not even notice it. It happens at school, it happens in your neighborhood, online obviously, extracurricular activities. Here at the gym it could happen, but that's why you bring your kids to a place like that it's not tolerated. You're looking for it and you stop it. Some common causes of bullying are a dysfunctional family or home life. Kids have a bad upbringing, they have a lot of fighting in their homes, and they kind of feed off of that and they're a product of their environment. Children will feel the need to be in control because they feel like they never have a voice, they're never heard. Bullying behavior gets rewarded. You have some parents that want their kids to be a bully and they reward them for being mean to others. The biggest thing for me is that they just don't care how other people feel. They don't care that they're making another kid cry. They don't care that they're hurting their feelings. And a lot of them are just unable to regulate their emotions. And I do think it comes back a lot to the parents, is they're not taught any different, so they don't know any better. They can't control how they feel. I did look up a lot of statistics on bullying. So a website called Pacers.com, it says more than 1 out of every 5, which converts to 20.8% of students report being bullied. 64% of children who are bullied don't report it due to being afraid of the bully. So they're afraid if they go tell on them, they're going to get bullied even worse and they're going to get hurt. Pacers.com also tells us more than half of bullying situations, 57%, stop when another peer intervenes on behalf of the student that's being bullied. So even if you don't have your child in something like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, another child that they're friends with might be. And now because that child has been taught that bullying is bad and that you stick up for people and you don't tolerate it, they're going to stick up for their friend. And now the kid's going to stop. Pacers also says the percentage of people who have been bullied online at some point in their life has doubled from 18% to 34% from 2007 to 2016. That's ridiculous. It needs to stop. If your kids can't handle having social media, then they shouldn't have it. But they need to be taught different. I think all those numbers are too high. All of you guys here are parents too. I know that you do too. So why are we not finding a way to help decrease these numbers instead of letting them continue to rise? So what we're here talking about, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So what is that? BJJ for short is primarily to teach you self-defense. Maldor BJJ's website says the single most effective martial art that you can learn for self-defense is BJJ. So you bring your kids in here and now they know how to protect themselves. If somebody's trying to inflict physical harm on them, they know how to block it. They know how to stop somebody from hurting them. It doesn't just rely on the strength and the size of the person. Most of the time, the smaller and the weaker person can now be more equipped and they're going to get out of it faster. A lot of times bullies are bigger kids and they pick on the smaller ones. Well, now you know how to use your size and the fact that you are smaller, and you're going to get right out of what they're putting you in. Maldor BJJ website also says, BJJ also has the most developed methods of fighting while on one's back, a position weaker fighters will often find themselves when attacked. So here's a short video, just an introduction to BJJ.
I've been training jiu-jitsu for about 16 years, and it's just it's been ups and downs. It was I had a rough childhood. 9 brothers, 6 sisters. I lived home to home, so I had a lot of pain inside, and I didn't know how to take it out, and I didn't want to take it out on someone. So I found jiu-jitsu. And ever since then, it's been a love story. I wanted to dedicate my life to jiu-jitsu. Family members say it's a waste of time, and it bothers me because I put a lot of effort into it. No one sees the sweat, the tears, and the agony that I've been through to get my black belt. They kind of made fun of me, and you're not doing anything. You get a real job, and it hurt a lot. For the past 2 years has probably been the hardest ever in my life, enough to just wanting to stop. I didn't have a place to stay. I was so embarrassed, when they say about homeless jokes. It struck me hard. Kind of felt worthless. People look at you funny when they find out. My wife now, which was my girlfriend at the time, she also lost her job.
Okay, so this video is our coach here at Maldor BJJ, and you can see that there's also a form as an adult. He went through some form of bullying. And what did he do instead? He redirected his energy and he found an outlet for it, and he's taken that and now he helps other people try and not be a victim of bullying. So how can BJJ exactly help a bully to stop being one? You bring your child here who may be the bully at school, and now he's going to have a safe, positive, controlled environment that he can channel that aggression and that anger that they might have. It gives them an outlet and a safe place to feel that. It gives them somebody to go to when they're feeling like they have nobody else. And it teaches them discipline, it teaches them structure, it teaches them above everything else to respect other people. And that's the biggest problem with bullying, is a lack of respect. You don't respect people, you don't respect yourself. But in an environment like this, it's demanded that you respect each other and yourself. And then they also have a new way to feel proud. They're rewarded for their positive behavior. They're rewarded for hard work. And that's what gets kids on the right track, is you have to make sure you're punishing them when they're being disrespectful, but you're rewarding them when they are being respectful and doing what they're told. I know that a lot of parents will look at this stuff and say, well, why would I enroll my child in something that's going to make them more aggressive? Now you're just teaching them to fight. Well, you can't look at it that way. I don't look at it that way, and both of my kids do it. I look at it as I'm teaching them to defend themselves. If they are a victim of being a bully, they're going to know what to do now. Not so that they can hurt somebody or they can go after them, because that's where teaching them respect comes in. They're not taught that it's okay to do that. They're taught to defend themselves if somebody comes after them, but that's the difference. Once the bully knows that that kid can defend themselves, they're not going to mess with them anymore, because they only do it because they see that child as being weaker than they are. You're teaching them self-discipline. In order to advance, in order to learn, you have to be focused. You have to give it your all, and that comes from yourself. Somebody can't teach you how to want to do something. You have to know that, and you have to learn that. It also teaches them to stand up for others by speaking up. It gives them somebody else to go to. They may be afraid to go to their teacher or principal or even their parent, but now they have another person that's always got their back. They can go and they can talk to their coaches. They can talk to anybody else there, their teammates. And it gives them that release that they can get it out, but it's in a positive way. Now with BJJ, both the bully and the victim have that outside source. They just have somewhere safe to go. And that, as a parent, for me, that's one of my most proudest things about bringing my kids into something like this, is I know that even though I will go to the ends of the world to protect my kid, now there's some other people there that have their backs. And they're always going to protect them, and they're going to teach them right from wrong. And when they do bad and they get into a bad situation, if they're being the bully, it's not tolerated, and they know that. Our instructors here, they always check on their students. They consider us all family. They're always, if you don't come to class, they're making sure you're okay. Not because they want your money, because they care about you as people. And they always have your child's best interest at heart. Even the adults, but we're focusing on kids. But they take these kids and they teach them. And they give them something that I can't give my kids. I can only teach them so much. And now they're learning so much more. So here's just another part of this same video. Kind of touches on bullying and what we do here about teaching our kids not to be a bully.
I learn a lot from my students. I learn so much. I teach them, but I also learn from them. How are you going to teach something you've never done? I have. I have anger. I work with anger. I teach that now. Women that come through the door, they want to learn kickboxing or stuff like that, but chances are they've dealt with an abusive relationship. I want to teach every woman to self-defense. Everyone's been bullied. I want to help with that. I can help because I've lived to that my whole life. Anyone can teach someone to be the best. I want them to be the best out of the mat also. If it's going to make your son better off the mat, your family a lot closer, which it did for mine, there's no money that can repay that. When a parent comes to me and says, my son is not the same, or my daughter's not the same, that's the best feeling in the world. Or when a kid was silent, quiet, or anything like that, and he's not, he's talkative, he's happy, or a child that has no brothers, no sisters, and then they come here and they see family they love, and you're crazy if you don't give you goosebumps when you see that, because that's what I strive for. Words can't express the feelings when I come to the door, and my students hug me and they love me. So when people say, how many kids do you have? I say, I have a whole lot, man. If you never trained jiu-jitsu before, whether it's my gym or some other gym, just try it. It may change your life like it did me. When me and jiu-jitsu met, it was like a love story. I have a black belt, but you know what? I want to be a black belt and a husband. I want to be a black belt and a dad. I want to be a black belt as a friend. So I say black belt because I know how hard it is to do that, to be 16, to be blind. I could have been a doctor. If I'm going to pass away, I hope it's on the mat, because that's what I want to do. I'm good, but I'm not done. I have a lot more work to do.
So, in conclusion, bullying is a huge problem in today's world. The numbers are drastically increasing. For me as a parent, I'm going to explore every avenue that there is available to me to protect my kid and to even keep my kid from being the bully. I don't want to find out that my kid's being mean to somebody, and I'm going to do whatever I can to protect them from that. So what do? I bring my kids. They learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. They learn how to defend themselves. They learn how to be good people. And above all, isn't that what we want for our kids? We want them to be good people. So bring them to somewhere that gives you an environment that lets them be good. Victims will learn to defend themselves. Kids learn the right from the wrong, and they know that it's bad now. As a parent, all I'm saying, everybody wants the same thing. You want to raise your kids to be good. Just explore the options. If you don't like it and it's not for you, you don't have to do it. but just give it a chance. Google it, whatever you gotta do. Outdoor BJJ, that's where we are today giving this speech. You can always check it out, put your kids on a good path. Thank you.